Picture this. You're at an elite magic academy. The top-tier students are literally sweating bullets trying to crack this supposedly unbreakable test boulder, right? Their high-level spells are just bouncing off it like it's absolutely nothing. Then you step up. The guy everyone labels the absolute trash of the academy. With one casual, almost lazy strike, you completely shatter it into a million pieces. The whole room goes dead silent. I mean, how does the worst student in the entire school hold that kind of monstrous destructive power? Well, as we'll see in this explainer, our guy Satsuna is hiding a massive, game-changing secret.
So, you're probably wondering, why are his bare fists so devastating? It turns out Satsuna has actually lived this exact life before. In his past life, he was a brilliant mage, literally humanity's absolute last line of defense against an apocalyptic evil god. His elite squad was armed with the most powerful, devastating long-range magic known to man, and they got effortlessly massacred. But right before he died, in a desperate last-ditch effort, Satsuna just lunged and threw a basic mana-infused physical punch. And guess what? For the very first time, the evil god bled. Yeah, Satsuna learned the hard way that top-tier magic is literally useless against deities, but a solid physical punch? That can actually shatter god-level defenses.
Here's where the timeline gets really crazy. Right as the evil god struck the final fatal blow in that past life, this mystical necklace around Satsuna's neck suddenly activates. It violently hurls his consciousness 10 whole years into the past. So now, he's trapped back in his younger, way weaker body right at the start of his academy days. But there's a huge catch here. He has exactly 5 years on the clock to prep before the apocalypse hits all over again. He still has all of his masterful mana control and terrifying combat experience from his past life. He just desperately needs the physical strength to back it up. Armed with this future knowledge, Satsuna pulls the ultimate underdog move on selection day. The academy tests him and realizes, wait, he's a once-in-a-generation genius. He has an affinity for literally every single magic path. Naturally, everyone expects him to choose prestigious long-range magic, right? Like that's the ultimate symbol of elite status. But instead, he completely ignores it and picks close combat magic. In this society, that's viewed as a trash path, an abandoned art just for meatheads. So he instantly drops from the Academy's golden boy to its biggest laughingstock. But to Satsuna, he knows it's the absolutely only viable god-slaying path out there.
To get ready for the upcoming Academy tournament, Satsuna dives into a secret training regimen that is, honestly, pure insanity. He knows he has to face this massive, powerful rival named Drago, so he uses a sacred tree hidden on the Academy grounds that pumps out holy mana. He pushes his physical body to the absolute breaking point with advanced martial arts. I'm talking severe internal and external injuries here. Then, he heals those injuries using the tree's holy blessing. And the craziest part? He repeats this brutal, agonizing cycle over 1,000 times in a single week. Talk about insane dedication, right?
When the tournament finally kicks off, Satsuna doesn't just participate, he absolutely sweeps the floor with the elite departments. It is so satisfying to watch. First, he goes up against Joel from the enchantment department, just effortlessly slicing through his supposedly unbreakable sand golems. Next up is Aktar, this super arrogant long-range mage who uses underhanded poison and lava traps. Satsuna just casually reflects his magic right back into his face. And finally, he faces the headmaster's star pupil, Carol. He completely dominates her terrifying summoned beasts with nothing but sheer blistering speed and absolute precision. And guys, for the first time in an astounding 100 years, the ridiculed close combat department actually takes the Academy Championship. It's incredible. Satsuna pulls off this historic, jaw-dropping win through his relentless speed and a brand new invented technique he calls the charge bullet. Basically, he condenses massive amounts of mana into his fist while moving at speeds the eye can barely even track. He single-handedly proves to everyone that the underdog path is actually an absolute unstoppable powerhouse.
But, of course, the victory celebration is violently cut short. His childhood best friend Leo, who happens to be the Academy's second-best long-range mage, suddenly betrays everyone. It turns out Leo was the one orchestrating shadow attacks during the entire tournament. In this chilling bombshell moment, Leo announces he's just completely sick of this world and wants to see it entirely destroyed. He reveals himself as a dark apostle of the evil god, wielding this terrifying world-ending power that literally nobody saw coming.
Let's talk about Leo's ability because it is completely broken. It's called magic nullification. This god-given authority instantly erases any magical attack upon contact, making traditional spells laughably useless. When Satsuna tries to fight back,
Every single mana blade he swings just vanishes into thin air the second it touches Leo's aura. Leo violently overwhelms him, actually crippling his leg with dark lightning, and brutally forces our hero into a desperate near-fatal retreat.
Just as Leo is about to deliver the final executioner's blow, the Academy headmaster crashes down from the sky riding a massive summoned dragon. This forces the Dark Apostle into a tactical retreat. Realizing they are vastly outmatched by this apocalyptic threat, the headmaster drags our battered, barely conscious hero to a secret underground dungeon. The plan? To introduce Satsuna to a completely forgotten, deadly art known as spirit magic by fusing him with a primal entity.
During this super dangerous expedition, Satsuna's consciousness gets violently yanked into the spirit world to face the ancient fire spirit Blazer. And the ultimate question here is, can a frail human actually endure scorching, ancient flames to gain ultimate power? Blazer doesn't hold back. He tests Satsuna by blasting his very soul with unbearable, incinerating fire, demanding to know if a mere mortal is truly worthy of wielding such devastating ancient magic.
And Satsuna endures this unimaginable, soul-burning pain. But it's not for personal glory or some cliché hunger for power. His motivation is purely emotional. As he's literally screaming through the agonizing flames, he declares with absolute conviction that he simply cannot die until the evil god and his followers are beaten. It is this ironclad willpower, this desperate need to protect his friends and stop the coming apocalypse, that keeps his soul from just turning into ash.
The payoff is absolutely incredible. Satsuna awakens from the trial completely reborn. He's rocking striking red hair, a glowing fiery crest on his hand, and he achieves the impossible. Dual magic paths. He can now seamlessly fuse destructive elemental fire directly into his martial arts. This creates an explosive, blazing close combat style that massively boosts his already terrifying speed and raw damage output. He is now, literally, a walking inferno.
With this new power on the board, the climax erupts into a full-scale, multi-front war. The Apostles launch a highly coordinated, apocalyptic attack across the whole realm. You've got terrifying threats like Apostle Vidric targeting the royal capital, being held off by the headmaster and the allied mages. You literally have a falling island threatening to crush innocent civilians, stopped only by Ayla and Morgana using their elite water magic. And right in the center of all this chaos, the ultimate grudge match, Leo hunting down Satsuna.
But right before this final clash, Satsuna undergoes one last timeless trial to unlock a legendary technique, the War God's Eye. By doing the unthinkable and forcing physical mana directly through his own optic nerves, he gains the surreal ability to actually physically see the flow of magic in the air. This means he can read his opponent's movements and spells before they even fully manifest. It basically turns him into an absolutely untouchable close combat god. So this final showdown isn't just a fight, it's an absolute clash of philosophies. On one side, you have Leo, just standing arrogantly stationary behind his God-given magic nullification barrier, relying purely on overwhelming dark power. On the flip side, you have Satsuna, relying entirely on painfully trained physical speed, relentless martial arts, and absolute precise mana control to break the unbreakable. It's the ultimate test of grueling hard work versus handed-down divine power.
And the result? A brutal, intensely satisfying beatdown. Satsuna uses his new fiery speed to move so fast that Leo's mana detection can't even track him. He completely bypasses the nullification barrier. Why? Because, well, the barrier simply can't erase what it can't catch. Dropping his magic attacks and relying purely on his enhanced physical momentum, Satsuna brutally shatters Leo's arm with a single devastating punch, sending the Dark Apostle flying in utter defeat.
This epic victory proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that the so-called trash close combat path is actually the ultimate god-slaying weapon. But Satsuna has only won the battle here. The evil god now knows the God-Slayer has returned. With that 5-year countdown to the apocalypse still ticking away, what terrifying threats are going to be unleashed next? Satsuna is stronger than ever, but the war is really just beginning. We'll just have to wait and see where this incredible journey takes us next.